Smita,
Hare Krishna.
this is your conscience speaking. Hi ho, hi ho.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. This is your conscience speaking. The voice from the sky. Kamsa didn't hear, he didn't like that voice very much when he heard it. Kamsa, you fool. What a thing to happen on the wedding day of his sister. It was the voice in the sky. It was that ominous voice in the sky that caused all the trouble, all the trouble. And who was the voice in the sky?
Was it Krishna?
It's Krishna. He's at it again.
Why comes up? Because it was his karma, or because?
No, Krishna didn't like him.
Okay.
He just didn't like him. He thought, well, you know, let's pick on him. He had it coming to him. That's what happens when you choose to take three births as a demon, or 7 births as a devotee. Okay, so here we have the killing of Kamsa. So Jai Prakash Prabhu was here first. So let's start with Jai Prakash with the Krishna Kirtan.
Krishna, 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 hey.
Smita.
Krishna, 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 hey.
Krishna, 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 Rakshamam. Jai Prakash.
Krishna, 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 Paimam.
Go on, Smita.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam.
Very nice. And then Alex together. Krishna Keshava.
Krishna Keshava.
Krishna Keshava. Pahimam. Very nice. It's very auspicious to chant this this type of dune. Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Hey.
Hey.
This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally chanted this, going through South India, going through Jharkhand. So if it's good enough for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's good enough for me. Okay, so let's start with Jai Prakash on the killing of Kamsa.
All the people gathered there began to clap in great ecstasy, and no one could estimate the bounds of their pleasure. The Brahmins present began to praise Krishna and Balaram ecstatically. Only Kamsa was morose. He neither clapped nor offered benediction to Krishna. Kamsa resented that the trumpets and drums should be played for Krishna's victory, and he was very sorry that the wrestlers had been killed and had fled the assembly. He therefore immediately ordered the band to stop playing and addressed his men as follows. Order that these 2 sons of Vasudha be immediately driven out of Mathura. The cowherd boys who have come with them should be plundered and all their riches taken away. Nanda Maharaj should immediately be arrested and killed for his cunning behavior. And that rascal Vasudev should also be killed without delay. Also, my father, Ugrasen, who has always supported my enemies against my will, should be killed. Shall I continue?
Go ahead, Smita, with the next paragraph.
When Kamsa spoke in this way, Lord Krishna became very angry with him. And within a second, he jumped in onto the high dais of King Kamsa. Kamsa was prepared for Krishna's attack, for he knew from the beginning that Krishna was to be the supreme cause of his death. Kamsa immediately unsheathed his sword and prepared to answer the challenge of Krishna with sword and shield. As Kamsa wielded his sword up and down, hither and thither, Lord Krishna, the supreme powerful Lord, caught hold of him with great force. The supreme personality of Godhead, who is the shelter of all of the complete creation, and from those lotus navel the whole creation is manifested, immediately knocked the crown from the head of Kamsa and grabbed his long hair in his hand. He then dragged Kamsa from his seat to the wrestling dais and threw him down. Then Krishna at once straddled his chest and began to strike him over and over again. Simply from the strokes of his fist, Kamsa lost his vital force.
Okay, so here we go. Krishna, you know, Kamsa is saying, kill Vasudev, arrest the Gopas, plunder this, do that. This is the, in other words, the demoniac, the asuras, right to the very end, right to the very end, they will maintain their demoniac mentality. This is the asura, right to the very end. Even they can make a philosophy. They can make a philosophy as well. Demoniac people can make philosophies that you know, to kill people. I think they call it martyrdom or something, that if I kill myself for my religion, this is the greatest thing. So killing. The demons are very absorbed in death and killing, as Kamsa was. As soon as he heard that the omen on the wedding day of his sister, what was the omen, Smita?
That the eighth child of Devaki will be killed by the eighth child of Devaki.
And what was the prophecy? What did it say to him? How did he describe Kamsa at the beginning?
I can't remember.
What did he say, Jai?
Did he not say that the cause of his death will be the eighth child?
Yes, but he said something to Kamsa to describing. He used an adjective to describe Kamsa at the very beginning. Alex, do you remember?
Sorry, Prabhu. I don't. I can think of lots of adjectives for Kamsa, but I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Oh, the omen, the unembodied voice in the sky, the Akashic voice said, Kamsa, tu murka hai. Let's all say it together. Kamsa, tu
Okay.
murka hai. Murka.
Murkha.
Now, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in contrast to this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was given Diksha by Ishwara Puri in the Vishnupad Mandir, I visited the Vishnupad Mandir in, who knows where the Vishnupad Mandir is in India? City begins with G.
What's the next letter?
A.
Is it South India or North India or West?
Oh my God, you can't get it? You can't get it? Tu murka hai. Gaya. It's where
I would have got
Shrad,
that.
where Vishnupad Mandir is, where the Shrad Pinda and Shrad is done for the deceased, you see. And every year it is famous. It's the place is packed out. I visited there and we took darshan of Lord Vishnu's beautiful lotus foot There's one footprint, a very large footprint there. And it is every evening the pujaris come and they make a very nice chandan over the footprint. And they offer various articles, puja, diya, dup, pushpa, etc. They do a lovely arti. We were there chanting japa. So we were sitting down around the Vishnupad's footprint there, and we were chanting japa, and we were just watching them doing all the, putting the chandan there and doing the puja. It was very nice. Then about, after we finished there, we went to the train station and we caught the train then, overnight train from Gaya to Lucknow. And from Lucknow, we got on a taxi and took a 45-minute drive up to Naimisharanya. Just give you an idea of the trip we had there. Very nice. So the Vishnupad Mandir is there in Gaya. I recommend anyone to go there. Charna Ravinda Prabhu, have you ever visited Gaya?
That's West Coast, isn't it? Southwest Coast?
No, Bihar.
I don't think so.
Bihar, yeah. It's interesting because the one half of the city, I think it's the north of the city is Buddhist. So you've got Buddhist mandir, Buddhist monasteries, Buddhists everywhere, full of Buddhists from all over the world. Zen Buddhists, you've got Buddhists from Mahayan Buddhists and Vajra, what's they call it now? But the type of Buddhists, so dear me, I teach Buddhism as well, look. Various schools of Buddhism. You've got different cloths there, the light cloth, the dark cloth, men, women, all shaved up, all Buddhists. And then you've got the Buddha temple there, 2,300-year-old temple of Lord Buddha with the Bodhi tree. So in contrast to that, in the south, I think it's South Bihar, South Gaya, you have the Vishnupad Mandir and all Hindu. And there's lots of Hindu people come there to visit Bodh Gaya to see the Buddhists and to take like a tourist. They're like tourists. It's interesting. They're in India, but they're tourists. Anyway, I recommend anyone to go who would like to come to Gaya next year. Who would like to come to Gaya?
I would.
Jai Prakash? I tell you what, it was a day to remember because it was so, you know, you had this vast culture there, you know, it was a really amazing, half of the city is Buddhist. And then the other half is Sanatan Dharma, the Hindu culture, and the Vishnupad Mandir. And the Vishnupad Mandir is very old. And it was a beautiful day, very, very beautiful experience to go there. And yes, so if we arrange, Charna Ravinda, you'd like to come, Prabhu, to Gaya?
I don't know.
Okay, how about Alex? Can we drag Alex away from Switzerland? Yeah. This is the problem, dragging him away from those cows.
No, I'm coming straight away. I'll walk there if you want me to.
How about Jigna? Can we get Jigna out of the kitchen to go to Gaya?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay. How about Ramesh Bhai? Ramesh Bhai, Gaya Goto che. Oh, he's staying on the fence. Well, Buddhism is.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, you
I
will.
will.
Okay. It'll only cost you £100,000 to come. It's very cheap. See the accountant here, Jai Prakash. You can see.
Was that 100,000 pennies?
100,000 rupees, I said.
Oh, rupees.
Ek lakh. No, Jai Prakash obviously is doing this. The accounts is his favorite time of the year now. Wonderful time of the year. It's like Christmas for him. So yes, now Kamsa's just been killed, for everyone to know. Krishna, as after Kamsa made this outrageous orders to kill everyone and to plunder everyone and arrest this one, and right to the very end, this is the demon, the Asura. They'll never give up their demoniac nature. Very, very, very intense, the Asuric nature, even to death. Prabhupada also, just to finish on this point about the Asura Bhava. Asura Bhava means the demoniac nature. Prabhupada gives the example of the scientists, the materialistic scientists who will never accept God. They will never accept God. Even if you prove it, even if God comes personally, they'll never accept God. And the example Prabhupada gave was of the two scientists. They were arguing about whether to use the use of scissors or a knife would be better for the experiment. So who's heard this example of the scissors and the knife?
No.
No? Okay, no. So they were arguing, atheistic scientists. Oh, Professor blah, blah, it is the knife that will do. No, Doctor blah, 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 it is the scissors. So they're fighting now, and they start punching. Before long, they're really in a big scrap together. And then suddenly they roll, and they fall into the river. Now they're in the river and they're still fighting. But unfortunately, the professor, he's not a good swimmer. So he is saying, no, it is the scissors. And the other one saying, no, it's a knife. Blah, 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 it's scissors, blah, 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 knife. Blah. And finally, the professor is drowning. But you can see his hand just coming up as he drowns. And his last breath, his hand comes up and he goes and dies. So this is the Asura Bhav. They never give up. They'll never give up their demoniac way. And Kamsa, right to the very death, he couldn't give up his wicked way. This is the nature of the demons. Okay, well, let's ask Jigna to do the next paragraph, in order to assure. Go ahead, Jigna. Thank you for sharing the Veda base with everyone.
Krishna, I'm just looking for the paragraph. In order to
assure.
Some of it might be to assure his parents. The order might not be.
Yes, yeah, I have to assure his parents that Kamsa was dead. That one, yeah. To assure his parents that Kamsa was dead, Lord Krishna dragged him just as a lion drags an elephant after killing it. When people saw this, there was a great roaring sound from all sides, as some spectators expressed their jubilation and others cried in lamentation. From the day Kamsa had heard he would be killed by the eighth son of Devaki, he was always thinking of Krishna with his wheel in hand, and because he was very much afraid of his death, he was thinking of Krishna in that form 24 hours a day, without stopping, even while eating, while walking, and while breathing. And naturally, he got the blessing of liberation. In the Bhagavad Gita, it stated, Sada tad bhava bhavitaraho. A person gets his next life according to the thoughts in which he is always absorbed. Kamsa was thinking of Krishna with his wheel, which means Narayana, who holds a wheel, conch shell, lotus flower, and club.
Okay, so Kamsa, here we go. Kamsa was extremely Krishna conscious. He was extremely, very, very Krishna conscious, non-stop thinking of Krishna. But the only defect is that his thinking of Krishna was unfavorable. But still, even though he was unfavorable toward Krishna, because he couldn't get him out of his head, because Kamsa in the list of Asuras, according to the Vaishnavacharyas, Kamsa represents material fear of material existence, bhayam. So Kamsa was full of fear. And of course, people in fear, they're desperate. When you're fearful, you get desperate. And a desperate person is very dangerous. So Kamsa was a desperado, very desperate man. And therefore he killed his sister's young babies. He was killing others. He sent the Asuras, Agasura, Vyomasura, Bakasura, Putana to their deaths on his behalf. He killed many, without even flinching. This is another sign of the Asura. They can kill others, and they don't think anything of it. Now, if we had to kill someone, or if we saw someone being killed in front of us, it would haunt us for many weeks, months, and possibly our whole life. That has been documented also in post-traumatic war stress, where people go into the war zone and they see bloodshed, they see people getting killed, and they see ghastly scenes, and it is very traumatic. But for the Asura, they're very happy to live amongst death. They'll talk about death. They will make death the goal of life. They thrive on death. So if you meet people like this, some people that have a religious doctrines that glorify death a lot. It happened within the Christian Crusades. The Pope, which Pope was it? It was in the 13th century now. I forget which Pope it was. Pope Pius III or something. But he condoned death. He said, yes, if you kill the heathens, you'll go to heaven. There you go. Smita, if you kill if you kill all the non-Vaishnavas, you'll go back to Godhead. What do you think of this doctrine?
I can't understand. That was going to be my question. That he's killed without, like you say, without any thought whatsoever. And I know Krishna, if he touches anyone, is obviously liberated in some way. But why is he forgiven for all the deaths that he has caused? Because now he's got a Narayan form.
You know, he's got Sayujya. The
Asura.
Asura will get they will get Sayujya for some time, and then possibly they can come back. Possibly they can get a Sarupya at another stage. But within Krishna's immediate to be killed directly by Krishna is a benediction, you see. And Kamsa, of course, who was Kamsa's Sarup? What is his Sarup? What is his Sarup?
I mean, a demon.
No, he is Jai. He is the gatekeeper of Vaikuntha. Kamsa is non-different from Jai, and Dantavakra was Vijay. So they took birth, you see, as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, number one. Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And then Kamsa and Dandavakra. So these are special births they took. So their category is different from an ordinary Asura, you see. Like, for example, the tyrant, the Mughal tyrant, Aurangzeb, Jahangir, these different Moguls, before breakfast, they would like to see at least 100 heads piled up in their courtyard of people who would not accept Islam. They would like to see 100 heads there, you see, before breakfast. Then after seeing a nice pile of heads, they can eat their breakfast, toast and cup of tea very happily, you see. This is called Asura, Asura demon. As we know, Aurangzeb killed his brother, the son of Sahajan. He killed his brother and he killed his brother's sons to ensure that he would become the next Sultan of Delhi and Agra. He imprisoned Sahajan, who also, in order to marry, he married 7 wives, Sahajan, but in order to marry Mumtaz, who was the dedicated to the Taj Mahal, to marry Mumtaz, he had to kill her husband. So killing her husband to marry Mumtaz, you see? So this is Asuric. This business of kill, 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 this is Kamsa, the demons, they kill. Now today's demons in society, they like to kill themselves. They're so into killing. Well, look, if I can't kill you, I'm going to kill myself. And another type of killing is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That the first verse, in fact, it's a dedicated shloka at the beginning of Krishna book. Let's go to the beginning of Krishna book, everyone. And we can see this very, very nice verse here. Nivritta tasar upagiyamana. It's on the preface. Prabhupada quotes it on the preface of this book. Nivritta tasar upagiyamana bhavosadat chotra mano bhiramat ka uttama shloka gunanuvadat puman virajeta vina pashugnat. So this is very, very nice, that the glorification of Krishna, it purifies everyone. And who would not accept this except for the Pashugnat? Who knows what Pashugnat means? Have a guess. Pashu. Have a guess.
Animal?
Animal, yes, the animal killer, the butcher. The butchers and the animal eaters, those who like to kill and eat the animal, and the Atmaha, those who want to kill their very self. And the killers of the self are the atheistic scientists, because they don't accept the soul. So if you have a philosophy that destroys God and destroys any chance of the soul's existence, this is also called Pashugnat, Atmaha. One is trying to destroy oneself. So this is the killing business. Asuras are very keen on killing, whether it's through philosophy, through science, through their religion, as we've seen with the Crusades, the Pope giving blessing, please go and kill everyone in Jerusalem. Have you read about the Crusades? It's hilarious. All these, I know all the guys in England now and France, murderers, thieves, rapists, all the bad guys are thinking, hey, I can kill, murder, rape, plunder, and go to heaven. I'm in. I'm in. What do you think of that, Archana? Good idea?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry, I just started, so I didn't get whole point. Sorry.
Oh, I'm glad you missed the point. It's a heavy point. We're talking about Kamsa, you see, how Kamsa has been killed by Krishna and what kind of a mentality this Kamsa had. Extremely wicked, extremely wicked. And this type of mentality is killing the self, killing others, trying to kill the philosophy or good reason. They tried to destroy that. But what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kill? What was his, how was he using his Sudarshan Chakra? How is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu utilizing the killing process? Who can tell us? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came to kill. What did he want to kill though?
Is it the Mayavadis?
What, kill the Mayavadis? Oh, here's another one. Bang! Hey, here's a Mayavadi. It's like, you know, a new game for the computer game. Mayavadi bashing. What did he want to do? What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Come on, Charanavinda Prabhu. Charanavinda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did he, what was his policy?
Well, he was going to chop off the head of the person who threw the rock at Nityananda.
Right, what did Nityananda do? What did he say? What did he say to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was going to kill Madai? He was going to kill him with his chakra. But what did the Chaitanya Nityananda say?
Yeah, he said, don't do it.
Don't do it. And he said, come on, more.
I'm half asleep. I haven't slept all night.
Okay, he's half asleep. Anybody else? Anybody? Archana, Jigna, Ramesh, Alex. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'm very disappointed you don't know, because this is a big part of our philosophy, this whole point here. And I'm happy to share it, of course, but you know, we should know this. And yes, Smita?
And I have a guess.
Yes.
He asked them to forgive them. He asked them to forgive him and show mercy.
And what did he say to kill?
Sorry?
What did he say to kill?
Oh, that. I don't know that bit.
That you've got to kill the Bakris. What you've got to kill is the demoniac mentality. Ding. What to kill?
Demoniac mentality.
That's right. The process of Sankirtan is to kill. We are also killers, but we kill the demoniac mentality in the Asura. See, this is our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan. By chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram.
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
By chanting Mahamantra, that kills the demoniac mentality. By giving prasadam, that
Kills the demonic
kills
mentality.
demoniac mentality. By hearing about the glories of the Lord through his Leela and the Krishna book especially, that kills our demoniac mentality. And a business of the Sankirtan movement is, yes, the killing is there, but the killing process is not physical. You see, our process isn't to go around killing people, you know, and be absorbed in death. This is in the mode of ignorance. The mode of goodness is how to adjust people's mentality. You see, as Prabhupada would do when people came to meet him, and he could see, oh, this man is a scientist. He has got a very warped mentality, very biased, extremely biased mentality. So he would say, okay, it's fine. Thank you very much for coming. Please give him prasad. How many times Prabhupada would say, give prasad? Charanavinda, Prabhu, give prasad, give prasad.
Often.
Very often.
Mm.
This is Prabhupada's whole process, was to give prasad, to kill the demoniac mentality. And once one of our sannyasis was on the aeroplane, and in front of him were, no, just behind him on the other side were two nuns from the church, from the convent. And they were looking at him with his shaved head, his orange robe, his tilak. And they were going, oh, tut, tut, tut. he'll never go to heaven. He's a heathen. And then he looked at them eating their roast beef dinner. And he said, oh, tut, tut, tut. They'll never go to heaven. How can they, you know? So he felt obviously with knowledge, you feel more compassion, you feel more responsibility, you feel more sadness for others because of the amount of knowledge within the Vedic scriptures. It surpasses by thousands and hundreds of thousands to any other scripture on the planet.
Yeah.
So one who has Shastra Vit, one who has a knowledge of the Shastra will feel profound sadness. So as he was feeling this profound sadness, profoundly sad he was feeling, he suddenly saw one of the nuns go into her bag and bring out from her bag a bar of one of these health bars. And he looked at it and he said on it, it said, love bite. And of course, who makes the love bites? The Hare Krishnas. We saw the love bite bar. We were making them at Chaitanya College in the 1980s. And it was very popular because, well, you know, love bite is when you were in an amorous mood, you take a big chunk out of someone's arm. So our love bites were being sold in all the Holland and Barretts, you see, in all the health stores. And she took one of these bars and she started eating prasadam. And he suddenly thought, wow, how wonderful is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Yeah.
So on the point of scientists, I'll show you this as well for you to see. Are you ready to see this? Okay, here
Yes.
we go. Here is a great scientist. Can you all see him?
Yeah.
Does everyone recognize who this great scientist is?
Yeah. I think.
Yes? Albert
Einstein.
Einstein, famous for his mathematical equation of E equals mc squared. And he was a brilliant physicist and mathematician. And when one day because he believed in God, he said that if you are a scientist and if you have knowledge, then it must lead you to a super intelligence. You see, it must lead to super intelligence. So most of his scientific friends were atheists. They were going down the Darwinian evolution road, which hadn't been proved. It still hasn't been proved. Neither has the Big Bang been proved. So, because we're talking about Kamsa and demonic mentality, we're just sticking on this for a few moments. Bear with me. So in order to prove to his scientific friends that God is there, he invited them over to his home. 20 or 30 of them. Doctor this, professor that, all the intelligentsia, very, very top people. And he showed them a little device he'd made, which was a small model of our solar system. Can everyone see the solar system here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we have, with my arrow, here's the Earth planet here. We can all see, we can recognize the Earth. With this little device on top connecting is the moon. So the moon will go around the Earth. There is Sunny Dave or Saturn. Jupiter is here. Surya is in the center. And we have Mars, Uranus, and Neptune. Pluto wasn't in this because at that time, Pluto wasn't considered a proper planet because it was such a small planet. So he's got these, and as you can see on the pulley, you pull it around, and as it rotates, all the planets will start rotating in perfect time around the sun. So he said, what do you think of this wonderful device? They said, amazing, it's incredible. So they said, how long did it take to make? Who made it? He said, oh, it hasn't been made. He said, nobody made this. He said, I just heard a big bang downstairs this morning. And when I walked in, there it was. And they said, oh, preposterous. Can anyone think of another word they may have said? Come on, Chanavinda Prabhu. Preposterous. Alex.
Incredible.
Incredible. Jigna. Prakash, Jai.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Archana. Come on. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, Archana.
I would say same thing, incredible. Like,
Okay, incredible.
unique. I don't know.
No. The point is he's saying that this just appeared there this morning when he heard a big bang. So they said, no, it couldn't have come from a big bang. Preposterous, ridiculous. Huh? That's a silly thing to say. But he says, look, he said, if my tiny model of the solar system made of cogs and has to have a creator, okay, I've had it made, fair enough, then what to speak of the real thing? This whole cosmic, you're saying in your ideas that, that there's no God, there's no superior intelligence. So it made them realize how silly their idea is, that there can't be a God in control. That was the point. Does everybody get it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I lost you there. I didn't mean to lose you.
No.
Okay, so let's continue with the lively story here. Let's ask.
There was probably lots of little bangs as he was hammering away at it.
There was a lot of little bangs going on, and then there was a big bang when he hit his thumb. Alex, can you do the next paragraph, Prabhu?
Yes. Kamsa had 8 brothers. Is that right? I mean, 8 brothers headed by Kanka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I thought it was according to the.
Yeah, according to the
opinion.
Okay. Yes. Okay. According to the opinion of authorities, Kamsa attained Sarupa Mukti after death. This is to say that he attained the same form as Narayana, Vishnu, on the Vaikuntha planets. All the inhabitants have the same bodily features as Narayana. After his death, Kamsa attained liberation and was promoted to Vaikuntha Loka. From this instance, we can understand that even a person who thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an enemy gets liberation or a place in a Vaikuntha planet. So, what to speak of the pure devotees who are always absorbed in favorable thoughts of Krishna? Even an enemy killed by Krishna gets liberation and is placed in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is all good, anyone thinking of him either as an enemy or as a friend gets liberation. But the liberation of the devotee and the liberation of the enemy are not the same. The enemy generally gets the liberation of Sayujya and sometimes gets Sarupa liberation.
Okay, so there we have it. In general, the general case is that we get Sayujya. Like Agasura, Vyomasura, when they passed away, when Krishna killed them, a particle of spiritual effulgence left their body and merged into the body of Krishna. This type of merging is called Sayujya. In the case of Kamsa, which I have forgotten completely, but because he was personally killed by Krishna and because he was a personal associate of the Lord prior to entering the material world as the Jai and Vijay, he got Sarupya Mukti. So he attained, obviously Sarupya Mukti is he attained his original form again in Vaikuntha as the doorkeeper of Vaikuntha Nath, Lord Narayan. So, but the general process, the general is that Mayavadis, if we enter into the Brahma Jyoti, then we're entering into the association of Mayavadis, demons, and all kinds of crazy people. So if you want to go into the Brahma Jyoti, look out. Because everybody there, everyone in Brahma Jyoti, they're in this is subtle consciousness. They haven't regained their Sarupa, their original Sarup, their Adi Sarup. So everyone in that Brahma Jyoti is thinking, I am God. And then Smita is in her form. She's thinking, no, I am God. Then Jai Prakash is saying, hey, hang on. I'm the accountant here. I'm God. And Alex is saying, hey, wait a minute. I'm in Switzerland with the cows. I'm God. So in other words, everyone in Brahma Jyoti is completely absorbed in Ahankar. Ahankar, it's existing even within the Brahma Jyoti, that I am God. I am everything. You see, because it's a false what do you call it? It's a false stage of liberation. You can be there for many Mahakalpas, you know, lives of Brahma even, but still it's temporary. It's still temporary, and one has to again come down to this earthly realm and suffer. So let's ask Archana, please, if Archana now can read. Kamsa had 8 brothers.
Hare Krishna again. Kamsa had 8 brothers headed by Kanaka, all of them younger than he, and when they learned that their elder brother had been killed, they combined together and rushed toward Krishna in great anger to kill him. Kamsa and his brother were all Krishna's maternal uncles, brothers of Krishna's mother, Devaki. When Krishna killed Kamsa, he killed his maternal uncle, which is against the regulation of Vedic injunction. Although Krishna is independent of all Vedic injunction, he violates the Vedic injunction only in inevitable cases. Kamsa could not be killed by anyone but Krishna. Therefore, Krishna was obligated to kill him. But as far as Kamsa's 8 brothers were concerned, Balarama took charge of killing them. Balarama's mother, Rohini, although the wife of Vasudeva, was not the sister of Kamsa, therefore Balarama took charge of killing all of Kamsa's 8 brothers. He immediately took up an available weapon, most probably the elephant's tusk which he carried, and killed the 8 brothers one after another, just as a lion kills a flock of deer. Krishna and Balarama thus verified the statement that the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in order to give protection to the pious and to kill the impious demons who are always enemies of the demigods.
Yes, so the old saying is that if God doesn't get you, his big brother will. If God doesn't get you, Alex, his big brother will have you.
Yeah.
So those demons, those Kamsa's brothers, 8 brothers, of course, you know, they were all sons of Ugrasena, and Ugrasena himself, in the mood of Aurangzeb, was imprisoned exactly like Sahajan was imprisoned by Aurangzeb. Similarly, Ugrasena was imprisoned as well by Kamsa. So, you know, what goes around comes around. And then Kamsa's brothers thinking, hey, Kamsa's been killed by Krishna. Hey, but Krishna, hey, he's gone. Hey, that's great. Okay. Oh, let's kill Krishna. And then all of a sudden his brother comes along and bumps him off with Kuvalaya Apida's elephant tusk. And of course, those will get Sayuja, guaranteed. So if you want Sayuja Mukti, a guaranteed way is to be killed by Krishna or Balaram directly. All right, so now we've come to the demigods, Charna Ravinda Prabhu, the demigods from the higher planetary systems.
The demigods from the higher planetary system showered flowers, congratulating Krishna and Balaram. Among the demigods were powerful personalities like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, and all joined together in showing the jubilation over Kamsa's death. There were beating of drums and showering of flowers from the heavenly planets, and the wives of the demigods danced in ecstasy.
Well, that's a very nice scene, isn't it? How the demigods joined together and enjoyed seeing Kamsa, because they knew that when Kamsa was killed anyway, he got Sarupya Mukti. And when his brothers were killed, they got Sayujya. Kuvalaya Pida and his and the flower, who was the guy selling the Krishna's Kamsa's the tailor, not the tailor, is Dobiwala. The Dobiwala, they all got the Sayujya Mukti. So everyone's getting benediction here from Krishna. So they're all very jubilant and happy, and they're showering flowers. Must have been very nice scene. You can carry on with that part, Prabhu. The wives of Kamsa.
The wives of Kamsa and his 8 brothers were aggrieved at the sudden death of their husbands, and all of them struck their foreheads and shed torrents of tears, crying loudly and embracing the bodies of their husbands, which lay on the wrestling dais. The wives of Kamsa and his brothers lamented, addressing the dead bodies. "Oh, dear husbands, you are so kind and are the protectors of your dependents. Now, after your death, we are also dead, along with your homes and children. We no longer look auspicious on account of your death. The auspicious functions to take place, such as the sacrifice of the bow, have all been spoiled. Our dear husbands, you treated persons ill who were faultless, and as a result, you have been killed. This is inevitable, because a person who torments an innocent person must be punished by the laws of nature. We know that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Supreme Master and Supreme Enjoyer of everything. Therefore, one who neglects his authority can never be happy, and ultimately, as you have, he meets death."
So there we are. This is now the wives. The wives, you see, this is the beauty of the Vedic culture, that even the wives of the Asuric brothers of Kamsa, and Kamsa himself, he was married to the daughters of Jarasandha. And of course, Jarasandha, when he hears about this, he's mortified to hear, and he vows that he will kill Krishna. And then that will come later. So many stories will come. But this, even in their very deepest sadness, they still understand the theology of karma. And there are 3 types of karma: karma, vikarma, and
Akarma.
akarma. Akarma. Karma is good works, pious activity. Tetam bhuktva sargalokam vishalam. By good work, by piety, we are attain the swag, to bhuktva, to enjoy the results of our pious works. But unfortunately, kshine punya martya lokam vishanti. After the punya is kshine, means evaporated or used up. Again, we have to descend to this earthly realm again, and we have to struggle, another lifetime of struggle. So they understand this karma. Then there's vikarma. Who knows what vikarma is? Alex, vikarma. Smita, vikarma.
I get confused between akarma and vikarma. So something that, so one of them I know is when you to karma, when you like not killing of the animals and
No, you're waffling, Smita, waffling. I've been accused of waffling all the time by a Kandari. He used to call me the chief waffler of the temple. Archana vikarma, matlab suche. Vikarma. Jai Prakash Prabhu. Vikarma. Karma tetam bhuktva. Yagya, puja, give food to people, give charity, karma, vikarma. Kamsa's business, Kamsa's business.
Opposite of what you just said.
Yes. Papishta, papishta ye durachara. Murdering, murder, thieving, stealing, giving people pain, infringing on the rights of others, racial abuse, physical abuse, political abuse, find all the abuse, the abusers of nature are the engaging in vikarma. And then there's akarma. Who can tell us what akarma is? Alex, akarma.
A neutral karma.
Yes, which is?
Well, it's neither good or bad, but
Yeah, which is?
I don't want to waffle, Prabhu. I don't want to waffle.
Good, the bad, and the ugly. Akarma means bhakti. It means karma, which doesn't create reaction, good or bad.
Okay.
That is called bhakti. Okay. So there's three types of karma: karma, vikarma, and akarma. So the wives of Kamsa, they understood these things. They had knowledge. They had plenty of knowledge, and they were expressing, even at the time of great sadness. This is the power of knowledge. Even you can be experiencing great misery, sadness, what we call depression, a tragedy, catastrophe, the most terrible thing. Still, the power of knowledge gives you the ability to rationalize and understand things. So they were working it out. They were suffering, but still they had this knowledge. This is the point that's being made here. Let's ask Ramesh. Ramesh bhai, this last paragraph, Ramesh. Yeah, boleche.
પ્રભુ મારી પાસે એ ટાઈપની બુક નથી હમણાં મારા ગુજરાતીમાં છે.
Gujarati mache. Okay. Gujarati ma boleche. Okay, let's ask Jai Prakash to finish, because he's the accountant and this is his time of the year now. So he can do the last paragraph.
Okay. Since Krishna was kind and affectionate to his aunts, he solaced them for as far as possible. The ritualistic ceremonies performed after death were then conducted under the personal supervision of Krishna, because he happened to be the nephew of all the dead princes. After finishing this business, Krishna and Balram immediately released their father and mother, Vasudeva and Devaki, who had been imprisoned by Kamsa. Krishna and Balram fell at their parents' feet and offered them prayers. Vasudeva and Devaki had suffered so much trouble from Kamsa because Krishna was their son. Devaki and Vasudeva were fully conscious of Krishna's exalted position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, although Krishna touched their feet and offered them obeisances and prayers, they did not embrace him, but simply stood up to hear the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Krishna was born as their son, Vasudeva and Devaki were always conscious of his position. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 44th chapter of Krishna.
Very nice.
Killing of Kamsa.
Fantastic. And what a nice thing to do. Isn't that nice? You kill someone, then you kill his brothers, and then after killing them, you do their Shraddha ceremony. Isn't that nice of Krishna? I wish the murderers in the world would do such a thing. These people, these doctors who kill their patients, and these people who are killing, if they did the shroud ceremony of their victims. But this is a gentleman. This is Krishna. He has killed his uncle, Kamsa, Mamu, Mamaji. No, yes, Mosa. Is it Mosa? I can't remember now.
Mama.
Mama. He's killed because Devaki is his mother, is the sister of Kamsa. He's killed now with Balaram, killed the brothers. So afterwards, they're doing Pinda Shrad, they do the Anchesti for them. Isn't that a nice thing? Let's say Hari Bol for Krishna for that one.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Oh,
Thank you, Krishna. What a nice thing to do. So we're going to finish now. Kavita gave you a little task to do last week on the, she was going to give you, not the task, but she's got these 10 points she wants to tell you. Here she is.
Do they remember?
Do you remember what it was? Does anyone remember?
I wasn't here.
Okay, here we are.
Who remembers 10 points to consider when you're chanting?
10 points to consider when you're chanting Krishna's name. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Here we go.
It could be, Sakya Prabhu will post it on the WhatsApp. It's just some points. So so it's called Japa affirmations, and your beads, your chanting beads are your connection with Krishna and take it back to Godhead. So it says over here, when you're chanting, think of the names that you are chanting and the sounds. Think of the meaning of the names that you are chanting. My beads, say, my beads are my connection with Krishna and my ticket back to Godhead. I treat the Maha Mantra as Radha and Krishna.
No, you have to tell them 1, 2, 3. You're just going.
Okay, 1, my beads are my connection with Krishna and my ticket back to Godhead. 2, I treat the Maha Mantra as Krishna and Radha fully present in sound. So this is why it's good when you're chanting to chant out loud and pronounce the 16 syllables correctly. So
32 syllables.
32 syllables correctly. I fully honor my sacred relationship with the holy names during japa, number 3. Number 4, I turn off my world and turn on Krishna's world when I chant my rounds. I receive and feel Krishna's presence, mercy, and love in his name. I chant.
No, you have to tell them the numbers.
Number six, I chant in full awareness that the holy name is my greatest treasure. 7, I chant from my heart, praying to come closer to Krishna. And the list goes on. There's about 12 or 13 affirmations on here pointing out what to consider when you're chanting the Maha Mantra. And the last one is, I am totally dependent on Guru and Krishna to chant quality japa. Okay, so this will be posted, Sakya Prabhu will post this on the WhatsApp group. So you can have a look at it whenever you feel like. I mean, when I'm chanting, I have this on the wall. So just to remind me, I look at it as I'm chanting. Who would like to have a copy of this? So Sakya Prabhu will post it on the WhatsApp, isn't it?
That'd be nice.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Very
thank you
well,
very much.
everybody.
Thanks
Thank
for-
you, Kavita
And
Mataji.
let's all give Jai Prakash our best wishes for the next the next
The next.
the next 2 weeks of hell. I mean, the next 2 weeks of hard work. Every account. No. Oh no.
I'm all done. I've got two
No.
left. I've got two
No.
tax returns to do. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, listen, I'm coming. You're going to be my accountant.
You're welcome anytime.
I'm going to see my accountants on Monday now in Finchley.
Right, right.
But that's incredible. I'm impressed. Usually,
I mean, so my first tax return I did was in April 20. Sorry, in April 21.
21.
April
Yeah.
21.
Well. That is very impressive. Well, we're going to go and submit ours now, and they'll be passed on to the IR. I
Yeah.
call it the IRA, and then and then of course, yeah, it's great that you've done that. So I was thinking you're going to be under a lot of pressure.
I mean, I do chase my clients regularly. So
Yeah.
and I gave everybody an ultimatum. After 15th of January, I'm not doing any tax returns. So I've only got 2 left.
Well, that's
I've got 120. I've got 120 clients. So that's not bad going.
Well, they're all depending on you to get them out of jail. That's for sure. They
Thank
come
you.
along begging, please help me, save me, Pahimam.
Bye, Ma'am. Raksha, Ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
everyone. So we'll start the next chapter now. We'll start that on Tuesday, and I'll post this again as I'm doing on WhatsApp if you want to see it again. And Ramesh Bhai, Gujarati Mabole next fear Emnu. No, I'm trying to remember now. My Gujarati, not fear. Emnu. No. Oh gosh, fear. Next.
Apprehension.
Then in Gujarati. What's then in Gujarati? Then. No, nobody speaks Gujarati.
Jare.
No, that's all.
When means jare.
Then.
Then.
Pache.
Pache.
Behind.
Whenever I hear Gujarati speaking, is always pache is coming in all the time.
Yeah, pache.
I would always say, hey, pache.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna. We'll see you
Hare
soon.
Krishna, everybody.
Have a good week.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Namo.
Jai
Hare Krishna, Kavita Mataji.
Jai Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Jai.
Shri Prabhupada. Hare
Namo
Krishna.
Namaha.
Hari Bol, take care.
And you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Smita. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada.
Hey.